The United States is burning through $20 million every single day just to maintain this naval blockade. This is not a drill. This is a full-scale investment in war. Iran has just crossed a deadly line in the Strait of Hormuz, and the United States has answered with raw, overwhelming force that is sending shockwaves across the globe. In a breathtaking display of American naval power, the guided missile destroyer USS Spruance turned warnings into devastating action when the massive Iranian-flagged cargo ship MV Tusca refused to stop. This is the moment the blockade became real gunfire, and the world is watching every second unfold like a high-stakes naval thriller. Listen up right now, because the tension in these waters is exploding. With American warships opening fire and elite Marines storming aboard Iranian vessels, do you believe Tehran will finally back down? Or will this reckless defiance drag the entire region into a full-scale sea war? The drama reached its peak after 6 hours of repeated urgent radio calls, slicing through the salt air over the northern Arabian Sea. The Iranian cargo vessel Tusca was pushing forward at roughly 17 knots, straight toward Bandar Abbas, determined to smash through the American naval cordon. Motor vessel Tusca. Motor vessel Tusca. Vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room. We are prepared to use disabling fire. The warnings echoed again and again, but the Iranian crew ignored every single one, refusing to slow down or change course. That defiance sealed their fate. The warning ended. The firing began. Utilizing the Aegis Baseline 10 combat system for a sub-meter lock, the USS Spruance G111 unleashed its Mark 45 Mod 4 naval gun. 3 5-inch high-explosive rounds achieved a surgical-propulsion-kill, decimated the engine room, and induced a terminal mechanical collapse in under 180 seconds. The impact was catastrophic. Thick black smoke billowed skyward as the massive ship lost all propulsion, instantly crippled and drifting helplessly in the open water like a wounded giant. You could almost hear the metal groaning and feel the deck shudder under the force of those strikes, as American firepower taught a brutal lesson in real time. With the Tusca now dead in the water, the next phase of this high-risk operation kicked into gear. United States Marines from the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit launched from the amphibious assault ship USS Tripoli, racing low over the Arabian Sea in their helicopters. The rotors thundered as the birds closed in fast. Commandos fast roped down onto the cargo ship deck in a textbook opposed boarding, seizing complete control within minutes. The vessel is now firmly in American custody, and the entire world saw CENTCOM broadcast the operation second by second, proving the blockade carries real teeth. This was no warning shot across the bow. It was a deliberate, precise strike that stopped the ship cold and sent a crystal-clear message to Tehran. American forces are done playing games, and they will enforce the rules with overwhelming power whenever challenged. But this single intense engagement is only the opening salvo. The arrival of the USS Gerald R. Ford 78 changes the calculus. This isn't just another carrier, it's a technological titan featuring the electromagnetic aircraft launch system EMALS, allowing for a 25% higher sortie rate than older Nimitz-class ships. Confirmed today, the Ford has completed its rapid transit from the Mediterranean through the Suez Canal and is now fully under Central Command operational control, with the Ford and the USS Abraham Lincoln converging. The U.S. now commands a Steel-Noose, capable of launching 150-plus strike missions simultaneously. This is no routine deployment. It is a massive reinforcement that instantly doubles American striking power. The Ford did not arrive alone. It is flanked by powerful guided missile destroyers, including the USS Mahan and the USS Winston S. Churchill, both cutting through the waves as the ultimate shield and sword. These destroyers bring advanced radar arrays, sophisticated missile defense systems, and long-range precision strike weapons capable of neutralizing threats from the air, on the surface, or even lurking submarines. Together they project raw American might, turning the waters near Hormuz into a no-go zone for any Iranian aggression. And the scale keeps growing. Reports indicate the USS George H.W. Bush is currently en route around Africa. And if it joins the fight, that would mean 3 American aircraft carriers operating in the same theater at once. That kind of naval concentration is extraordinary, the kind you see only when the United States is prepared to control vast stretches of ocean and airspace with unmatched superiority. While the carriers dominate the headlines, smaller but equally vital warships are playing a critical close-in role. The USS Canberra has been deployed specifically to support the blockade operations slicing through shallow waters and tight navigation zones where larger vessels cannot go. These fast maneuverable ships excel at monitoring commercial traffic, intercepting runners, and handling potential mine threats that could turn the Persian Gulf into a deadly trap. Beneath the surface, American submarines prowl unseen, adding another invisible layer of dominance that keeps Iranian forces guessing and off balance. Zoom out, and the full picture is staggering. The United States has deployed more than a dozen warships, backed by over 10,000 personnel and well over 100 aircraft, operating from carrier decks and land bases alike. 2 complete carrier strike groups, each surrounded by destroyers, support vessels, and layered air defenses, form the iron core of this force. An amphibious ready group led by the Tripoli stands ready, with Marines poised to board or strike at a moment's notice. This is far more than a simple checkpoint. It is a full-scale naval deployment designed to choke off Iranian activity and project unstoppable power across the Strait of Hormuz and beyond. Folks, as we hit the midpoint of this rapidly developing crisis, with American carriers dominating the horizon and gunfire already echoing in the Gulf, what is your honest take? Is this still strictly a blockade? Or are we witnessing the early stages of something much larger that could reshape the entire maritime battlefield? Share your predictions right now in the comments, because these next hours and days could change everything. And we want to hear from you as the drama intensifies. At the heart of it all lies the strategic choke point of the Strait of Hormuz, where roughly 1 out of every 5 barrels of global oil passes through on any given day. Millions of barrels move across this narrow stretch, feeding the world economy. Any disruption sends oil prices soaring, reroutes shipping lanes, skyrockets insurance costs, and triggers immediate global market reactions. Iran knows this and has a long history of targeting commercial shipping with drones, missiles, and swarms of fast attack boats, keeping tensions at a boiling point. But the United States is meeting that pattern with overwhelming response and zero tolerance for provocation. This isn't just a display of force, it's a staggering financial hemorrhage. Washington is burning over $20 million every 24 hours to maintain this armada. With high-octane fuel consumption and $2 million per unit interceptor missiles on high alert, the question isn't just about military victory, it's about how long the U.S. Treasury can sustain this high-stakes siege. Yet Washington shows no sign of backing down, because this is about far more than one ship. It is about securing critical sea lanes and forcing Tehran to face the consequences of its actions in the most direct way possible. The maritime redline has been vaporized. Is this a necessary surgical strike to secure global oil, or the opening salvo of a third world conflict? With 3 carriers potentially in play, the trap is set. Tehran is out of moves. The hunt continues. The pressure builds, and the next chapter could explode at any moment. Stay right here, because this naval confrontation is far from over, and the stakes have never been higher. Drop your predictions below. Will Iran retreat? Or will the Gulf become a graveyard for supercarriers? Let us know in the comments and keep watching as the story develops live. The question hanging over these waters now is how far this confrontation will go. Maybe Iran chooses de-escalation and avoids further clashes, allowing the blockade to hold steady. Or maybe another vessel tests the line. Another miscalculation sparks direct confrontation at sea. With one cargo ship already halted by naval gunfire and a swift boarding, what happens when the next defiant target pushes even harder? What happens if Iranian forces attempt a response with their own swarm tactics or hidden mines? The pieces are all in motion, the American naval juggernaut is fully mobilized, and the world is holding its breath to see what unfolds next in this high seas showdown. This is the new reality in the Strait of Hormuz. And across key maritime routes where United States warships, aircraft carriers, and elite forces are rewriting the rules with decisive action, American power is on full display, teaching a hard lesson that Defiance carries a steep price. The hunt continues, the pressure builds, and the next chapter could explode at any moment. Stay right here, because this naval confrontation is far from over and the stakes have never been higher. What side of history do you think this ends on? Let us know in the comments and keep watching as the story develops live. Disclaimer: this video contains content generated or supported in whole or in part by artificial intelligence. This material is intended solely for simulation illustration and entertainment purposes. It does not represent real-world events, nor does it constitute political or military advice or verified information. Certain elements may be fictional, dramatized, or inaccurate. Viewers should not rely on this video as a credible source of information or as a basis for real-world decision-making